So now we're going to talk about the even higher resolution version of this. That's going to take, again, upwards of 80, 90, even 100 gigs, depending on specific your parameters. Um, in order to do this, I would say right off the bat, I would go into the Liquid Sim itself and let's try to make it slightly more efficient than we already had it. Oh, not that frame. So I'm just going to go back to the first frame. The flip solver, we have the bounds here. Let's try to encourage it to be a little bit more efficient. Right now we have it, the width is 5, and there's a decent amount of it that is outside of the actual space here. So I'm going to say go down to 4, and it looks like we can probably still, it's probably still capturing everything that we want it to. Oops. As you can see, it's everything should be inside of this still. At least, it's relevant inside the water area here. So, we knocked off 20% just then of the simulation's size. And that matters because although I said it will always resize the active area of the simulation to only be where the liquid is, it also has to go a little bit further out than that too. So by having it come out to here, it might have expanded it out all the way to there, even though the liquid is only right here. So this will help us be a little bit tighter memory-wise. So, 20% savings. That's pretty cool. Otherwise, the only thing we really need to do is set the control thing here to be 0.05. And while we're at it, let's version up to not overwrite our old one. These files are going to take a lot more disk space, so you have to watch out for that as well. And over in our out area, let's turn it all back on. The mantra node, we can say don't do the super high quality render thing. I'll turn this back to high quality render also. And that's pretty much it. I mean, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. You might as well just watch me do it because it's not going to work properly. What's going to happen is the liquid's going to collapse. It's going to get smaller and smaller as the animation or as the simulation goes on. So I'm going to run this just so you can see that happen, but you don't have to actually do this because it will take a long time and it's it's going to be waste. So here I go wasting my own time, so you don't have to. So here's the result of the higher res simulation, and we can certainly see all the increased detail everywhere. But there is an issue, as I alluded to earlier, and that is the water level has lowered. It's significantly lower, in fact. If we compare it back to here, where we had our previous simulation, you can see how it was going over the side of the rock here, and you can see how much higher it is here. And just in general, it's clearly lower. In fact, I did a little flip book here of the cache itself. Starting on frame 1, it's here, and by the end it's here. So that should be a pretty clear indicator of how much far down it's gone. Also interesting is you can see how it does it kind of from here to here. It's not just down universally. It starts at the right level and it gets lower as it goes on. So that is not unusual, unfortunately. Like I said earlier, Flip has various shortfalls and limitations that we can overcome in other ways, but the basic algorithm is pretty cool, but it does have some issues. So what happens is that the points kind of bunch up in voxels, and then they are removed. They're not supposed to bunch up in voxels in the first place. That's kind of the whole idea of Flip, but it's simply not perfect. We even see an allusion to it on the solver itself under the separation. Where are you? Separation. Particle motion. In the tooltip text, it says, despite the velocity projection stage, particles can end up closer together in the p-scale. When this happens, internal forces can't separate them, and they will essentially be removed. So they'll be removed literally from the reseeding step, but they are effectively removed because they're too close to other particles that they don't really matter anymore. So, it's so weird. So that is an issue. So let's talk about in the next chapter how to fix that.